welcome to our first episode of this podcast. And we're here to talk about some of the training encounters and some of the challenges that women face, especially in strength training. My name is Vera Christine, and I'm a fitness trainer. I'm here with someone really special. She's going to introduce herself.
Hey guys, my name is Kabeyu Katuga and I am a fitness enthusiast. I've been working out for the last 7 years, so I've acquired a bit of wisdom and knowledge on all things fitness and training. Welcome to this episode.
Yeah, 7 years is a long time.
Right?
Yeah. So what exactly kickstarted your journey 7 years ago?
I was overweight. I was at 90 kgs.
Mm-hmm.
I was very unhealthy. I could not even climb up a flight of stairs. I would be losing my breath, and I just felt icky because I used to be smaller previously, and I just let myself go. So I'd look at myself in the mirror, and I did not like what I used to see.
Yeah.
So it got to a breaking point, and I decided it's time to now change my lifestyle because it was either that or upgrading my wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yes, and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, it's easier to go up to a size 16 in terms of clothes, but that's not sustainable because 16, then it'll be 18, then 20. So I figured, let me save the money that I was going to spend on the wardrobe and figure out how to get myself back on track in terms of my weight and my health. So that's how it all started in 2017.
2017?
Yes.
That's a long time. It's a long time.
It is. It doesn't feel like it though.
Yeah, 7 years. 7 years is a lot.
It is. Yeah.
I love that. Personally, I started like 3 years ago, actually. 3 years ago.
Wow.
And I was just underweight. You were overweight, I was just like underweight.
Yeah.
But not really like underweight, but I was skinny. I was always the skinny girl among my friends, among my classmates. I was always the skinny girl, and I just wanted, when I started, actually, to be honest, I just wanted an ass. Like, that is the reason why
I wanted a smaller one because I was like, this is a lot.
For real?
Yes.
I was like, I want a big ass, man. My clothes don't look nice. I don't feel like I look nice. So, yeah, that's why I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the first 6 months, I was literally only training my glutes, which is quite insane. Training my glutes. That's the only thing I was training.
Did you get a trainer or did you just figure things out on your own?
I didn't even get a trainer, but I had friends who used to go to the gym, so I would just like tag along.
Okay.
And, I just did with that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when you say overweight, how many kgs did you weigh?
I was at 90, my tipping point, and my last born was born a couple of years before. She's born in 2013. So 2017, she's 4, and I'm big. And of course, there are people who meet you and they get shocked, and not everyone is sensitive. Some people will be like, what's going on? Why have you gained so much weight?
Yeah.
And I'd consistently be saying, I just had a baby. Until one day, my dearest mother told me, your baby is in kindergarten. She should not be used as an excuse for the weight gain. And to be very honest, when I was having her, the day I went to hospital to have, I was 72 kilos.
Oh my God.
4 years later, I was 90. I cannot be blaming her for the weight gain.
That was definitely an excuse you were using. Guy, you were 72 when you went to give birth?
Yes. And I was 90 when I thought to myself, hey, it's time.
Yeah. And I also feel like so many women find it so hard to like get out of the, like the weight you get after you give birth.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so hard to like get rid of it.
And I think it starts from the fact that as African women, especially, or in African homes, immediately you say you've conceived a baby, it's eat for two. But if you look at other communities, they eat healthier because they are carrying a child, but they do not eat for two.
Yeah.
Right? And then once the baby comes, it's the njahes and the porridge and the name it. But if you read the books and do your research, all you need to sustain a baby is lots of liquids.
Yeah, the only thing about you need breast milk, eat food.
Yeah, so you're gaining weight, and then as the baby grows older, they need the milk less because they're being introduced to solids.
Yeah.
So your appetite is of a mother who has just given birth, but your baby is one, she's eating food, so she doesn't need to breastfeed as much. So where does the surplus go to?
Yeah, because now you're still eating like
exactly.
you just gave birth.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I always advise people who've just had babies or people who are pregnant. Of course, try and eat your greens, try and eat your vegetables, be more healthy. Don't eat reduce on, what are they called, fast foods.
Yeah.
But still try and just maintain the portions that you need. Yeah. And then now liquids is where it's at if you're breastfeeding, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So how did you get into the gym? What was your process after the 4 years? How did you start your journey now?
First of all, once I had her and I was able to go back to work, I was lucky. I was working for a company that gave me 6 months maternity leave. So when I went back to work, I started working out a bit, but I wasn't very disciplined. And then also the timing, having a newborn, trying to be at work on time and all, it just didn't make sense for me. So I kept on going. The first 1 or 2 years of her life, dropping off. By the time she was 4, I had settled into an area where the gyms are not too far from me. I'd figured out how. Actually, let me take it back. I didn't start with the gym. I started by walking. So nice. I got desperate, but I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, let me try everything and see what works. So I started by walking. I used to go to Jeffrey's and walk, and I'd do like the field about 5 to 10 times.
Oh, I've been there before. Actually. Yeah.
And it gave me confidence. Doing it for a week, I was like, nimekuwa kusema na kutenda sasa. Because previously I'd do things and drop off.
Inconsistent.
Yes, and inconsistency also affects your trust in yourself.
So true.
Yeah. So then one day on Saturdays, I used to do a 10-kilometer walk, like the whole circuit, Lavington, Kilelesho and all, and then treat myself to a grand breakfast. I don't know if that was wise because you just regain everything you've lost, but it used to be a lovely treat. So I was at Valley Arcade and I was listening to, I heard music and I thought, hey, is there a disco at this time? So I went upstairs to just find out what's going on out of curiosity, and I found there was a gym. And the owner was like, oh, would you like to try it out? And I was like, I'm not a gym person. So he told me, please come for a week, try it, and then make the decision of whether you're a gym person or not. Because his rationale, which is one of the things I am big on right now, you cannot hate from outside the club. You've never tried doing this and you're already saying it's not your thing. How do you know?
And a lot of women actually do that. They're like,
I'm not a morning person, but you never wake up early. How do you know you're not a morning person?
Yeah, because you haven't been in the club yet, just like you said. Makes a lot of sense.
So you can't hate from outside the club, as Chris Brown says.
But so that is how you got into.
I tried it out the first time, and I just gotten myself a Fitbit, and I noticed that the calories I had burnt within 30 minutes of being in the gym is what I used to burn a whole hour walking. And I was just like, why would I waste my time walking when I can burn calories faster in the gym?
Work smart instead of working hard.
Exactly. So I signed myself up and took advantage of a trainer. At that point, I didn't have a personal trainer, but there was just someone in the gym who was dedicated, would help me out and all that.
The trading.
And I'd go to the gym twice a day just because I was really desperate to lose the weight. I'd go early in the morning and then again in the evening.
Okay.
And part of the reason is also because it was beneficial to my mental health as well. I was just like, it's not bad, eh?
I'm feeling
good mentally, so I would want to go in the morning and in the evening. The gym is a space where I feel I'm not a wife, I'm not a mother, I'm not an employee. I'm just Kabeyu. 1 hour of just being me. No one has any expectation of me. That felt like going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you keep telling people gym and workout is like the hashtag #1 antidepressant you'll ever need, and it's free.
Yes.
And people don't want to do it.
It's way cheaper than therapy.
Workout will change your life in like so many ways.
So many ways. I have learned most of my life lessons in the gym.
Yeah. What are some of like the non-physical benefits of working out that you've encountered in your life as a mom, as a woman, that have nothing to do with your weight or how you look?
I would say, first of all, discipline. I was able to inculcate discipline into my life. Another one is delayed gratification. Because as we all know, you can go and put in all the effort in the gym. You've been working on your glutes and you still look like
you haven't stepped in a gym ever your entire life.
But you're still pushing. You're just like, I know one day. So
It's a jeeper.
Yeah, and I feel like though that I also translate it into my life, because there's sometimes you put an effort into something and you don't get the benefits immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer of how you do one thing is how you do everything else. So now I've developed the culture of being a disciplined person. I find I'm disciplined with my finances.
Yeah.
I'm disciplined with my routines beyond the gym. When it comes to delayed gratification, I appreciate it in other areas of my life and all. So yes,
Your commitment too has like gotten better.
my commitment is on a different level. I have been in the gym for 7 years straight. I think I've only taken a maximum of a month break across the 7 years. Yeah.
That's so nice. So when you got into the gym, how was your training split like? Since you were trying to lose weight, like what would you do on Monday, Tuesday? How was it different back then and right now that you've done it for 7 years?
Initially, there was a lot of cardio then. Now, because I'm just trying to maintain and live a healthy lifestyle, there is still cardio, but not as intense as it used to be then. Because of course I was heavier, I needed the cardio. So mornings were always for cardio. So I'd go for spin every morning. Yes. And then in the evening would alternate, would have a leg day, would have upper body, chest and all. And because the trainer I had, thank God for him, understood that losing weight sometimes comes with loose skin and stretch marks. So he would push me. Of course, when you first start the gym, weights are very intimidating. You just say me, and then of course there's that whole notion of I don't want to look like a man. Yes.
Don't wanna look bulky.
Exactly. And I remember he told me, do you know what you need to do to look like a man? First, you have no testosterone.
It's like, so hard.
Yes. So he keeps on reminding me that what you are doing in the evening is sculpting your body so that you do not become a number one, shaped like a number one, or you have loose skin and stuff.
You said the number one?
Because of course with the amount of cardio you do, sorry to say this, but have you seen runners?
Yeah.
I was not trying to look like them. No.
Runners have like a whole different body type.
Exactly.
Most of them are like ectomorphs.
Yes, I'm not trying to look that. I wanted to work out, but I still want to look feminine. I want to look shapely.
Maintain your
Exactly.
Yeah.
So lot of weights in the evening, and then during the day, rather in the morning, I'd do my cardio. So cardio was mainly spin, just because that's what I enjoyed. I also realized, or I made the decision to do things I enjoy, because it means I'll cheat less.
Yeah.
When you start forcing me to do like now steps, maybe na dance kama mzungu.
Yeah.
So steps, every time he says this, I'm on the 4 steps behind, struggling. So I hated it.
Yeah, and that is one thing with the cardio. If you want to do well in your cardio, do cardio that you actually love.
Yes.
Because personally, I hate running. I hate running so much. Like you could not get me to run. But I can do the bike. I can skip rope. So with cardio that you love will definitely make you stay more consistent and even enjoy it.
Yeah. So let me ask you questions now, ma'am. Your training split, now that you said you started 3 years ago. So how, because I'm pretty sure there are people who are curious to know, if I want to bulk up because I'm smaller, what do I need to do? How do I split my workouts?
It really depends on what your goals are personally. Because when I started, the people who got me into training, because I didn't get a trainer when I started, I was doing mainly the traditional bodybuilding type of training. Most of my friends were bodybuilders.
Yeah.
So just the legs on Monday, heavy legs on Monday, chest and shoulders on Tuesday, back on Wednesdays, quads and glutes on Thursdays. That is how it started. But then over time, I realized that was not really what, it wasn't ideal for my body type, because I'm very like upper body dominant.
Okay.
Yeah. So over time, I realized this type of training doesn't really align with my goals.
Okay. When you say upper body dominant, what does that mean for people who don't understand?
Like I have a bigger upper body compared to my lower body.
Johnny Bravo?
Yeah, type of thing. Even without weights, even before I started training, like naturally, that is how I'm built. So over time, like 2 years in, I realized I need to grow my lower body. So I did hypertrophy for my lower body, where I want to grow my muscles.
Yeah.
And then just strength training for my upper body, where I'm using lower weights and then for higher reps.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to heavy weights, lower reps for my upper body, which will make it like grow.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of just switched it up a bit.
Okay, makes sense. And the non-physical benefits that this has had on you and your life?
discipline, first of all. But I wouldn't say I wasn't that much disciplined in the past, but discipline definitely has gone higher, and
Yeah.
just self love. Because before the gym, I was pathetic. I was so pathetic. I had no self love for myself. And like getting into the gym made me appreciate myself more. I spent a lot of time with myself. I got to know myself better. So yeah, that was one of the biggest non-physical wins for me from the gym.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah,
Lovely, lovely.
yeah.
So what does your nutrition look like in general, especially for someone who is looking to, was on the smaller side and was looking to bulk up? Because I think that's a community of people who are forgotten. Usually we focus on the people who are trying to lose weight.
Facts. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I keep saying this all the time. People need to understand that I can be in the gym even if I'm skinny.
Yeah.
Because when I started, people will be like, why are you in the gym? Even other women in the gym will be like, uko kwa gym kwa nini? Unafanya nini kwa gym na hauna weight ya
That's the
kulose?"
question I get now.
For real?
Yeah, people are like, why are you in the gym?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, people who are skinnier can also be in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back to the question. My nutrition back then was terrible because when I started, I had no information. I just wanted to be there. And for almost an entire year, my eating was terrible. I didn't see results for like 7 months while going to the gym. And right now, I know it happened because my nutrition was terrible. I didn't put any effort into learning about nutrition to accompany the goals that I wanted to achieve. But right now, I'm eating a lot of protein. So my nutrition, I will give you what I eat in a day. Like let's say in the morning when I wake up, I would have oats, then a scoop of protein powder, and some bananas on top of it, or sweet potatoes. And then I'd have a banana before I go to the gym because I go to the gym at like 11. Then I'll go to the gym. After the gym, I'll have, let's say, meat and scrambled eggs
Yeah.
with like maybe rice or sweet potatoes and avocado. I always have avocado in my meals.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to tell us why?
For the fats, it's a good fat, like
Yeah.
natural fats, especially for people who are trying to
gain weight, yeah.
Avocado is essential in every single meal.
I'm pretty sure even people who are not trying to gain or lose are just like, we agree.
Yeah,
Because the Kenyans love avocados.
Kenyans are funny obsessed with avocado.
I cannot stand them.
Do you?
I only do it in my green smoothies because I don't have to taste it. It feels like I'm eating Vaseline.
Oh.
So I blend it into my smoothies or into my fruits, so I don't really get to feel the texture.
Oh my, you're the first person I've met who doesn't
And
love
nashindanga nikiambacho, mnakula Vaseline ya green. I can,
I
yuck.
can have avocado with anything,
No.
literally.
Yeah.
And then for dinner, I'll just have like another protein sauce.
Yes.
The main thing I always have to include in my meals is protein and fats. Yeah, but in between, I'd have a protein shake. Make sure there's avocado in there.
Yes.
Peanut butter. So yeah.
Okay. And want to tell us why you're very adamant on the protein intake?
Yeah, because it helps to build muscle. If you go to the gym and you don't take protein, that is why I spent 7 months of my life in the gym and still had a flat ass. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to show us what you have now?
No. I mean, it's not like gigantic, but it was worse.
There's progress, gains.
There's gains.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
How about your nutrition?
My nutrition, I think, before I even get into what I eat on a daily basis, when I first started the journey and figured out the space I want to play in, or what was most convenient for me, was keto, right? Which is a high fat, high protein diet, right? But it's good fat, similar to you, avocados, and nuts, coconut and all.
Less carbs,
Yes.
right?
Actually, I never used to do carbs at all because you can get your source of carbohydrates from other things other than potatoes and chapati and rice. Because a lot of people, of course, shy away from keto because they're like, you're dropping a whole food group. And I'm like, no, I'm just dropping the source of the food group. I'm getting, if you check even online, a tomato and onion have got such high carbohydrates. Yeah. green leafy vegetables, also high in carbohydrates. So I would prefer to get my source of carbs from there as opposed to your typical chips, rice, chapati, and all. But I also told myself the journey is not a prison sentence. If I'm going to be consistent and disciplined, it also needs to work for me. So I would allow myself a cheat meal once a week on Sunday afternoon. And I insisted on Sunday at lunchtime because it gives me the rest of the day to burn it. Yeah. And once I cheat at lunchtime, I would not even want to eat dinner on Sunday evening because I had everything to my feel. And when I say cheat, I used to cheat. If I want to eat pizza, I eat pizza.
What are some of the foods you would incorporate on your cheat meal?
Anything I wanted, ice cream, pizza. I would go to all the fast food restaurants. Like it was Christmas Day on Sunday afternoon. I'm just like, what do you crave today? And also it's a treat because of being disciplined the whole week. I have to treat myself, and that's how your brain works or thrives. You do something and then you reward it. Reward system really works. At least for me, it works really well. And every fortnight, I would also treat myself to cocktails because I would drop alcohol from my diet. Because I drink cocktails, and cocktails are very high in sugar. So you can spend 65 hours in the gym, but tunaangusha pombe huku, you're not doing anything.
It's like all back in.
So every fortnight, I would allow myself on Friday evenings to go and have my cocktails, and then every Sunday, I would have whatever I wanted to eat. The rest of the week, I would maintain keto. And then even with keto, when you go online, you see the recipes, you're just like, oh my God, I have to buy some of these things. You might even have to ship in because they're not available here. So I just said it needs to work for me. I'm like, I'm only eating things I can find at Mama Mboga's.
Available.
Mboga za kienyeji, maragwe, kunde, nini. I'm just like, I don't want to go to the high-end supermarkets or grocery stores to buy these things because it needs to be sustainable for me. So a typical day, I used to do intermittent fasting because I've never been a breakfast person. So I was okay with intermittent fasting, and then I'd have my lunch, I'd have a protein, and I'd have a green vegetable. Green leafy vegetables. And I'd cook my food with olive oil. And bacon is also good on keto. So whenever I cooked bacon, I'd save the fats. And then I'd use it to make my vegetables. So it would make my vegetables more interesting, And I'd use a lot of coconut cream, a lot of coconut milk to cook my food. And I really became good at cooking in this season because you learn new recipes, cooking with butter is amazing.
You're like, oh my God, where have I
been? It smells good. So, but now I'm in a space in my life. I'm not really trying to lose weight. As I said, I'm maintaining. So all I do is I reduce my portions, but I eat whatever I want.
It's not restrictive.
It's not restrictive. But then I used to be very strict. And even I had someone teach me keto and how to do everything. It's called Paula's Fit Kitchen.
I've seen that.
Yes, so I interacted with her in the beginning of my journey, and we had tried like paleo and all. And I was so honest with her. I told her, babe, I can't do this. Do you have an apple? Nonsense. Do you a tablespoon of peanut butter? I'm like, this is nonsense. I don't
the
like
exact measurement.
Putting things, because I had to buy a kitchen scale. I'm just like, this is the ghetto. I'm raising a toddler, 2 toddlers. I cannot do this. So she introduced me to keto. And she explained to me what keto is. And I'm like, I can eat sausages. I can eat bacon. I'm just like, sign me up. So we did 1 month with her. And I was collecting recipes and I'm sending them to her. I'm like, is this okay? Is this okay? So 1 month, after the month was over, she told me, don't pay me. Let's have a meeting. So even when I went for the meeting, I was like, guy, this chick is going to fire me. So she's like, you're so enthusiastic and so determined. She's like, let me teach you instead of giving you. You know the way people say, teach someone how to fish, don't give them the fish. So she's like, let me teach you all the tricks so that you can do this on your own. And she's like, me, taking your money is stealing from you. So I forever feel indebted to her. So she sat down and explained to me, you don't have to use a kitchen scale. You can eyeball your food. The rule is if it's bigger than your fist, then you should not be eating it. The only thing that's allowed to be bigger than your fist is your vegetables. But your protein, leave it too.
So how do you actually measure it?
We're not measuring with a scale. Like I would cut it and look at it and I'm like, is it as big as this? If it's beyond this, it's too much.
So like a chunk of meat has to be the size of
like for example, I'd eat 1 chicken thigh. Because I'd look at it and I'm like, that's a chicken thigh. And then now vegetables, I'd go ham.
Okay.
Yes.
I think a chicken thigh is like 20 21 or 22
I
grams
guess.
of protein.
I'm just like it for me. That whole thing of measuring, it was not working for me.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it. And I even bought myself, what are they called? Portion control containers to make
the
my
ones
life.
for meal prepping.
Yes. So and then they were even color coordinated and they were labeled vegetables,
so cute.
nuts, protein. That way, so I knew I don't have to guess. I'm just like perfect. So I'd set everything aside, and I'd also meal prep. And I think that's something maybe we need to talk about is meal prepping. Every Saturday morning, I would spend my morning going to the supermarket, going to the market, buying my ingredients, then coming and cooking and putting everything together. Because during the week, traffic, life, adulting, when you get home, you're starving, you're not going to cook a healthy meal. You're probably going to or pick a sandwich from the fridge or whatever. So I think that was one of the recipes to my success. I always made sure I had food for when I needed to eat, and I'm not eating trash. And learned how to also eat in hotels and restaurants because I used to travel a lot. So I'd know to tell the chef, this is how I want my food to be made.
Yeah. I think that's so helpful, especially once you know the right foods you want
Exactly.
to eat. Even when you travel or when you go to a restaurant, you can order things that are healthier and not take your entire journey back to zero.
Exactly.
And also for meal prepping, I don't really meal prep like that much. I see some people meal prepping even up to 5, 6, 7 days. Does the food still taste the same?
Personally, I think it does. I don't have issues with leftovers. In fact, I think they taste better than fresh food sometimes. Like when you go to a restaurant, you eat, and you will carry a doggy bag. The next day, I'm just like, oh my God, my leftovers. But what I used to do is I would put some in the freezer and some in the fridge because, of course, I've meal prepped for the whole week. So I don't want like my stews sitting in the fridge the whole week. And I'd have containers. So Monday lunch, Tuesday lunch that way, dinner that way. And then now put some in the freezer and put some in the fridge. Then I'll throw them out as needed. And then there are certain things that you cannot meal prep. Like, for example, your breakfast, you want to have an omelette. That's when you cook on the spot.
I feel like meal prep is one thing I need to seriously get into because I never meal prep.
It makes your life so much easier, to be very honest, because you don't want to come home in the evening and you're wondering what to cook. Half of the time, you're not going to eat healthy.
I never eat healthy. If I come back to the house and I didn't have food for maybe the previous day, I'm like eating the worst shit.
So that really saved me. So,
Love that. And I feel like people get into fitness and they don't realize how important nutrition is. Nutrition even comes before your training.
It's the most important. I always say abs are made in the kitchen. Abs are not made in the gym.
Totally.
Sijui umeenda kufanya crunches, usijidanganye. If you're eating burgers and all, you'll never see those abs.
Yeah.
They are made in the kitchen. In fact, it's said 80% of the work is your diet. 20% of the work is the gym or workouts.
Because you can lose weight if you change your nutrition. You can gain weight if you change your nutrition. Mainly what the gym is for is just for strength, build muscle.
And toning.
Yeah.
Walking around and you're just earthquaking for us. God, it really bothers me. I'm just I want to be toned.
And stiff.
Because look at Lupita Nyong'o. Nothing on her body shakes. I'm just like, oh, yes, baby.
You love how she looks like?
I do. And then, of course, when she does this to her arm, you're just seeing guns.
I love her body when she acted. What was this movie called? Where she was really big.
Especially down here.
Yeah. I loved that season of her body. I think I watched I think it was a documentary or behind the scenes where she said she was able to gain all that in a span of 4 months. She was literally training underwater and all this crazy stuff. But I loved her body then. The body she has now,
she's a bit slower. I just like the fact that it's compact. No part of her, she has no dimples, no cellulite. And then when she walks, even in high heels, when she's in a short outfit, everything is together. There's nothing wobbling. I love that.
Building muscle will snatch you. You'll feel like your body is all put in together. Which brings me to talk about women fearing lifting weights because
and growing muscles,
looking bulky. They look like a man. What is your take on this?
That's a lot of bullshit. I've been in the gym for 7 years. I've been, squatting 60, 70, 80 kgs. Deadlifting 100, 110 kgs. And I would like to believe I do not look like a man. I don't look like Thor.
Women don't realize how hard it is to build muscle. It's so hard. Like you wouldn't just wake up and look like a man. It's so hard to build muscle.
And looking like a man also means that you've got testosterone. So I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, I even feel female bodybuilders need a bit of the testosterone to be able to look the way they do. And because we do not have that, we have estrogen. You looking like a man would need, like, you started working out the day you were born.
Like even if you started then, you still wouldn't look like a man.
Yeah.
It's so hard to build muscle. Man.
Yeah.
I wish it was that quick and I'd be able to look like a man.
Exactly.
I'd be so far in my
And I
fitness
think
life.
also just to reassure them, a lot of women also are not consistently in the gym 7 days a week, doing 3 to 4 hours in the gym. So no, babes, no.
Yeah.
Those 2 days you go to the gym a week is not going to give you those manly muscles.
Yeah.
Usijidanganye.
And also what scares them a lot is when they see these bodybuilders in the gym lifting heavy weights, squatting heavy weights, bench pressing, all
Yes,
these heavy
yes,
weights. It doesn't have to always be like that for you. You can always have it in moderation depending on your goals. It all comes to
Yeah.
what your goals are.
Yeah.
Then just find a training that really works for you. It doesn't have to always be extreme.
I absolutely agree. Like even now, I'm in a season where I don't feel I need to be carrying very heavy. I'd rather maybe do 15 kgs on each arm and do more reps,
Yeah.
as opposed to doing 30 kgs on each arm and then I'm only doing 5 reps each. I'm like, the plan is to be in the gym for the next 20, 30 years. So, dogo mdogo tu, we're not in a
Sustainability.
competition. We're just taking care of ourselves and looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Yes. Anything else? Have we missed anything else?
Mm,
You believe in syncing your training? Yeah. So I ask you that. So especially because you're a trainer, maybe you can advise us, because this is something that I also struggle with. Do you believe in syncing your training around your menstrual cycle? If so, how have you done that?
I haven't really synced my menstrual cycle to my training, but all these things, I feel like all these things, you could listen to advice, but then it all comes down to you as an individual. If you feel like you're stronger at a certain time during your menses, if you feel like you're weaker, you always just have to listen to your body.
Yeah.
And not necessarily what has been put out there as facts or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I don't really think it. I just wing it, man.
Yeah?
Honestly, I just wing it. Sometimes I'm stronger, sometimes I'm
not.
weaker.
I've been trying to pay attention to my cycle in the last couple of months because I go to a gym that is predominantly patroned by women, and our main trainer is a guy. So for him, he's also trying to understand and learn the woman's cycle as much as possible, so that whatever the programs he's putting in place for us makes sense.
Does that mean?
Yes, that means. Yeah, Kaz, yes, he's a guy. So he's working from a point of imagination because, of course, he does not have a cycle.
Yeah.
But he wants to make sure that the program is suitable for women because we are predominantly women at his gym. So I've been paying attention because of that. But I'm finding 1 month ovulation season, I'm strong. The next time, I'm strongest during my period. So now I'm just like, what's going on? Even our other female trainer is like, weren't you strong during your period last time? What's going on? I'm just like, in fact, we had that conversation today. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just a girl.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just a girl.
Exactly. So I'm also winging it. The only thing is, Kaz is always so big on this, so it's also become a thing for me. Listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Listen. Not your mind, because your mind will tell you tricks. Your mind will tell you to sleep. But listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Yeah.
But then also feel like sometimes you just need to always go outside your body.
Yeah. Push yourself a bit.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. Like even today, I think today is the weakest I've been the whole month. I did not enjoy the workout. I just kept on telling myself a bad workout is better than no workout. Every time I was being told this is what we're doing next, I'm like, I want to go. Yeah, so I was pushing myself. But when you start feeling fainty or when you start feeling like it's too much, we also don't want you to cause an injury or something because you're trying to work out.
Yeah.
So I think I've learned the balance of pushing myself versus really I'm feeling weak. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Love that. So advice that we'll give to women or girls who are trying to get into strength training, work on their fitness journeys. They're scared. They've seen all this insane stuff on the internet,
Yes.
what would you tell them?
First of all, I'd say a fitness journey is very personal. There isn't two people who have the exact experience. So figure out what your goals are and go after them and take it a day at a time. I think that's why one of the things that is very important to learn when you start your fitness journey is delayed gratification. Take it a day at a time. I was able to lose my weight and look snatched in 4 months. It doesn't mean everybody else is going to be like that. Some people it takes 2 years, some people it takes 10 years, whatever it is. But as long as there's movement every day, and just consistently just tell yourself, just be better than you were yesterday. Don't try to compare yourself to me, her, or anyone else for that matter. Just every day push yourself. Take a break when you need to, but and make it a lifestyle. It's not a destination, it's a journey. For me, I know that this journey is until the day I die.
You're literally on year 7.
Yeah.
You're still going.
Yes, and please tell them how old I am.
She's 40, y'all. She just turned 40.
On Monday.
She looks better than me.
So you got this, you can do it. And I feel like the benefits beyond just looking great aesthetically, it's good for your mental. Like I say, this is way cheaper than going for therapy. And I'm not saying that people should not go for therapy, please do, but it's way cheaper than therapy. Your libido. Ladies, your libido. Sure, your libido. Let's be real. It really does help. You're more energetic in the bedroom after you've worked out.
Definitely.
Yes, hakuna kifo cha baby. Yeah, you're stronger. I find even your, what is it called? In terms of your health, your metabolism. Like,
metabolism.
Yes. Even during COVID, I think I caught a flu once. The whole season of COVID, yeah. And even when I hang out with people with flus, they're like, oh, utashikwa na homa. I'm like, no, I go to the gym, utashikwa. Yeah.
And even me, by the way, just because you said the flu thing, when I go to the gym, if I have flu, I always get out of the gym if it has reduced.
Yes.
Either it has gone down or it has gone away completely.
You get in there, you're congested, you leave, you're decongested, you can breathe properly. Exactly.
Sweat it out and everything.
Yeah, so, and what else? Any advice? If you can, please find yourself a personal trainer. Don't try to wing it. Figure it out on your own. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Do your research. Don't take everything you're told as the gospel truth. And also find a routine and a lifestyle that works for you. Yeah, because it's not a one size fits all, as I said. Find something that you enjoy and works for you, and then proceed from there.
Yeah. Sustainability over quick fixes. I tell this to my clients all the time. We're here for the
long haul.
Yeah. Just like you said, it's a journey. It's not a destination. Yeah. And getting help. I wasted 7 months. 7 months. That is almost an entire year. Because I didn't want to get help. My nutrition was shit. I didn't see results for 7 months straight. If I would have gotten help, especially with my nutrition, I would have gotten the gains that I got in 8 months, maybe 4 months. Way sooner. So getting help is like very crucial.
Yeah.
Getting help.
For sure. And getting help both with nutrition and also with your training, because there's so many people who end up with injuries. I know a lot of women who post-pregnancy go and do crazy things in the gym and they have backaches for the rest of their lives because their form was off or they didn't do the right exercise. So just make sure you're getting people who pay attention to detail and are able to advise you what to do on both fronts so that you can get the gains that you want. Yes.
That was it for this session. If you enjoyed this session, please like, share, comment, and we'll see you guys on our next one.
Yes. Thank you very much. Take care, guys. Let's see you on the next one.
Bye.